Welcome to fascinating world of astrology and sports, or in this case, football. In this video, I want to review last weekend's football, or some events that were really remarkable, and take a look at some guys who shot special goals and look at some matches. And highlight of the weekend kind of was Liverpool, Manchester, which I will be looking at for a final, so to say. So, first example is from Second League Germany on Friday. We're talking about December 15, 14 actually, Friday. This is a guy, Aaron Hunt, captain from Hamburger SV, former Bundesliga, now Second League leader. And here I picked him for a goal or to score in the match of that evening because, as you see in this chart, the transit Mars was right on his Jupiter, and in the birth chart, Jupiter is in a tight square with Uranus, and this close transit with Mars is very, well, it's a strong picture script for some special event sort of thing. And as it turned out, in the match was a draw after 60 minutes or so, and he decided the game with a shot with a free kick. And with this goal, Hamburg SV became, well, what you call Herbstmeister, so top of the table after half of the season played, so to say. So it was a important goal, and it was shown in the chart or with the transit by this very marked transit connection of Mars with Jupiter. Mars, of course, which is guns and shots of all kind, and Jupiter is making things bigger. And Uranus is kind of it's just sort of highlighting things in a certain spectacular way or so. And this shot, as said before, was a free kick, which was, kind of dreams come true for Hamburg as for supporters. Yeah, and that was a nice start. And now for Saturday, there was a really remarkable story about Mario Gomez, striker, kind of part-time world-class striker who takes his breaks from time to time and playing really bad. And in his birth chart, to make this a bit better, you see this guy with Sun and Mars in Cancer close together, also here in Triangle Saturn. And as it turned out, as said for the last chart this weekend and on Saturday, now Mars was at 19 Pisces. And Pluto is hanging out around 1920 Capricorn for a long time anyway. And on this weekend, Mars was joining Pluto, so to say, in a sextile and in a trine with Sun and Mars for Mario Gomez. And this gives kind of a grand trine. If you imagine like the reverse chart, Sun, Mars, Saturn, and that Mars in transit together make a grand trine here in water signs. And things like this are apparently strong arguments or scripts for special events, in this case successful ones. So Mario Gomez playing for Stuttgart, who are not really good at the moment. They played at home at Hertha BSC Berlin, and they were down 1 goal until minute 70 or so, and then Mario Gomez had his moment and he did strike 2 goals, and everybody was happy at Stuttgart once more after a long time. And the thing is that, as I said, he took a break before for quite a while, and in fact it was 730 minutes or so that he didn't score. So it was for quite a long time, and as magical as it is, with Mars just being right here, connecting with his birth chart. Suddenly he was able to score again. So remarkable thing that very sad I missed that out in beforehand, because I just checked this for short and I didn't realize the how heavy the picture was with Pluto and Mars right tying in with his birth chart. So quite remarkable. So, and to make it 3, this guy Lionel Messi, you may have heard about him, from Barcelona. He played Sunday evening, so that was the next day already. But if you know what, well, the sun these days was just on 25 Sagittarius, and so picking up on this Uranus in his birth chart, which is in close trine with Jupiter. And this is also a script for a goal. Of course, Messi, he scores like every match already, almost. It's not such a spectacular thing, but still, with the sun right here, he was hot for some successful night once more. And Uranus also is kind of a chain reaction thing, so it could be for not for one, but even more goals. And in fact, as it turned out, he just didn't just score 1 goal, but he scored 3 goals in that night, and their victory 5-0 against Levante, I think it was. So 3 goals for Messi with the sun on Uranus in trine Jupiter. That was kind of to be expected, so not too much of a surprise there. So going back to Saturday, and for the whole match on this Saturday, the big thing was the close square of the moon in Pisces with the sun, as said, around 25, 24 on Saturday, Sagittarius. And the thing is, like, if you have a connection picture like this, the sun with the moon, and now there may be a coach, a manager who is tied in with this and with his own birth chart. This is a strong picture and maybe an argument for a happy, successful afternoon or so. And master example for this was a guy called Pellegrini, who is manager for West Ham in Premier League. And this is his birth chart. And you see, he was born with the sun in Virgo and was tied very close square as well with the moon. No, that was nonsense. In fact, the sun is in very close square with Jupiter on 25 Gemini. And as you see, this square on 25 lines up exactly with the sun and the moon in the sky of that Saturday afternoon, which was the sun was on 25 Sag and the moon was on 25 Pisces. So you get a grand cross kind of thing with his Jupiter on 25 Gemini with the sun on 25 Virgo. And that's, yeah, happy script or successful lineup for a day to celebrate. The sun with Jupiter and the sun with the moon in transit. And as it turned out, he won away match. This is the match chart against Fulham. So they scored 2 goals early and didn't stay with this, and it was the result and success for West Ham. So what a surprise was that. Going back to Germany, BVB Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund is breaking all records these days, and they like on all-time high. It's really amazing, and a long story about it. And this is the birth chart of manager Lucien Favre, who is having such a great time now there. And there's a lot of things to say, or I could tell more about it, but just notice that for this match, they met at home with Bremen, Werder Bremen, and the transit Sun was on his Venus, and the transit Venus was on his Sun, which also is a thing that doesn't happen every day. And they were to, like, with the victory over, or with the draw only over Werder Bremen, they also could become Herbstmeister, so master, top of the table after half of the match played. And it looked good for them as well. And so it happened. They won 2-1 against Werder Bremen and became Herbstmeister. And everybody was happy as well. And, well, you know, Venus, for those of you who are into the current events in the heavens, you know that Venus had turned retrograde in October and went back, and is now these days just again at the point where it was in October and stopped moving forward. And for Lucien Favre, it's quite remarkable that the first station of Venus was right on the Sun, where she stopped, and he moved backwards, and the second station was right on Mars, exactly here. And now it came back again, and this time it kind of covers, that was October 6th here, when Venus was in station. And now, until now, it covers the all successful time of the team that they had recently. So, be interesting how it continues. Maybe they wear off now when after Venus is moving forward or so, but that's a bit speculative. So, let's leave it with that. And now for the highlight of the weekend, kind of, was on the Sunday, Liverpool with German manager Jürgen Klopp. They met Manchester United and manager Mourinho, and there's also a certain special lineup that's quite fascinating. So, of course, on Sunday the moon had moved a bit further. It's not anymore in Pisces, but it was around 8 of Aries. And now the big thing of this afternoon was the trine with Jupiter, which was very close with the moon. So, and as it turned out, you see this is the birth chart of Jürgen Klopp. The birth time is a bit speculative, but that's not so important. Just take note that in his birth chart here, there is Venus is close with Saturn on the MC in a trine, and the thing is that that yesterday's, so that Sunday's trine of Jupiter here on 9 Sag with the moon is closing a grand trine in fire signs as well for Jürgen Klopp, so to say. And again, this grand trine kind of thing is a strong picture for a special day or success or strong force, events, power. Well, so he was hot, like, to win over Manchester United, although they had a bad statistics, or like, for example, for Klopp, it was the only team in England or Premier League that he didn't beat in all the time. He's there now until yesterday, because the final result was, in fact, 3-1 to Liverpool. And yeah, that was again this grand trine thing. And the story goes even further because it's really remarkable. It was 1-1 as well after like 60 or 70 minutes, and then Klopp exchanged players, and Shaqiri came on the field. This bit strange guy, and there was most incredible things happen once more at Liverpool, because this guy Shaqiri, he scored twice. He shot 2 goals, and both goals were strongly deflected by defenders. So it was sheer luck or incredible event, because this usually doesn't happen 2 times for one player in one match. It's really remarkable. And how could it be? If you look at Shaqiri, he came from the bench, and the sun, as on 25 sec, was sextile with his Mars, as you see, but that's okay. That's such a